Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Nomakhaya Monaheng, and if you are new here, you are welcome. And to my returning subscribers, thank you and welcome back. On my channel, I share home sewing tutorials as well as DIY for clothes that are simple and easy to do for beginners. If you would like to learn with us, click the subscribe button and the alarm bell to get notified whenever I upload. On this video, we'll learn how to do a square neck circle with puff sleeves dress. Let's get into it. This is a stretch satin for our skirt. This is printed Amani satin for our top and sleeves. And this is our lining that we'll be using, as well as interface. It's an iron-on interface that I will put on our top because it's very soft. I also got a matching cotton as well as a zipper. For our bodice, you can use any bodice block that you have. I'm using the one that I made up when I was doing the dress. I'm just going to use the top part of it. So from my bust, I will go down by 10 centimeters. That's where I want it to be. And mark it there on my block pattern. Also mark on the back side as well. You can make a line so that you are sure where exactly you're going to cut. So to start off, fold your fabric in two. Don't forget to leave the space for the zipper. And then you can go and then mark all around where you need to cut. A reminder again, leave the space for your zipper. And when you are done with your back, cut out the front. With the front, we want the dart in there. So mark where your dart starts and where your dart ends. When you are done, cut it out. And these are your pieces. Now we're going to cut the neck in a square shape. So I'm marking out 8 centimeters. And then I'm cutting that for both the front and the back. And when it comes to the back one, I'm just going to mark it down by 6 centimeters and in a curve. I'm keeping it out. That's for the back. The front, I'm marking down 10 centimeters and then 10 centimeters on the other side to make sure my square meets nicely. And when you are done, just take your scissor and cut it out. When you are done, these are your pieces. This is your back and this is your front piece. So from here I could already see that my front piece is not deep enough, by 22 centimeters now, and I squared it out and then cut it all out. And this is what it looks like now. Go ahead and cut the lining for both your front and your back bodies. And then we're now going to start to prepare your darts. So darts are there in the front, but if you don't have a bodice that has darts, what you do, fold your front in half, measure that out and divide it by 2. When you are done, mark it on the front, also at the back, and also get the height that you want. I used 10 centimeters up. Also mark that at the bottom. And from the center lines, mark 3 centimeters out and 3 centimeters out on the other side as well. And then go ahead and join the middle point to the 3 centimeters in, 3 centimeters out. When you are done, hold it down with your pins, and then we're gonna go and sew on that. Now we are moving on to the skirt cutting and sewing. Use this formula to get your own circumference. Take your waist measurement, divide it by 2. Take that answer and divide it by 6.28 and you will get your own circumference. Mine is 11 centimeters. Go ahead and fold your fabric. So fold it in half. And then go ahead and fold it again. So now our fabric is folded in 4. On that folded side, mark out a circumference of 11 centimeters in my case, all around. And then join all the dots. When you are done, hold that corner down in pins and then mark your desired length all across as well. When you are done marking that out, we are going to join all the dots. After joining all the dots, you will then go and cut out the bottom of your length as well as your waist circumference. And when you are done, this is what your part of the circle will look like. So we need to go again and cut another circle. Remember, this is a double circle flash gate. So go ahead and put it on top of your other fabric and cut it out. When you are done cutting it out, you need to cut both of them on the sides. So I'm cutting the one on top first, and then I will also follow with the one at the bottom. And when you are done, your pieces will look like this. If you join them there, it will give you a full waist circumference and the pleats will look like that. So now what we need to do is go and sew the sides. Pin the sides together, right sides facing each other, and sew there. After you're done sewing, this is what the seams will look like. Don't worry about them. They will be folded inside the pleats on the side. So now we need to get the center where we're going to insert our zipper. So fold your skirt in two and find the middle, the center. When you are done, cut that down and leave it open like that. That's where we are going to insert our zipper. We will now move to the sleeves. For puffy sleeves, use your normal sleeve block. I will link it up on top how to make your own sleeve block, and cut it into 6 equal pieces all around. And this is what it will look like. And make sure also that it's spaced nicely. Mine are 7 centimeters apart. And this is the length of the sleeve that I'm going for. As it goes in, it gets smaller. So cut it all around there at the top. And after cutting, this is what it will look like. And then from there, you need to go ahead and mark about 8 centimeters on both sides. And then go ahead and then cut the interfacing for your sleeves as well. Cut it halfway. Now we are moving to the sewing of our bodies. With the bodice as well, I also put in the interface. It's an iron-on interface so that it will have a nice shape. After you're done ironing on your interface, we're going to start with the lining. So right sides facing each other, we're going to sew around the neck opening. Pin it down and then sew it all around. When you are done, go ahead and zigzag your edges so that your fabric doesn't fray. When you are done, also go and notch your fabric. Don't go over your stitches so that it will lie flat nicely. Flip the lining to the other side and then go ahead with your iron and press down. When you are done pressing down, make sure that your seam is on the side of your fabric and go ahead and top stitch around that neckline. And then go ahead and prepare your back bodice as well. Put in your lining and do the same. After you're done, take your front piece and let's go sew those dots in. So fold your fabric in a V shape like I'm doing now. Both dots must be in. Press down that dot and also go and do the other dot on the other side. This is what it looks like when it's done. we're going to then join your front bodice to the back at the shoulders as well as on the sides. Now we're going to sew the bodice and the skirt together. We'll start with the bodice first. We need to cut it in two for our zipper insertion. So find the center and mark that center out. Now measure out your zipper over your bodice and mark exactly where it ends, because the bottom of the zipper will go inside your skirt. Take your skirt and then measure from that point and go down as well. That's the point we are going to sew down. So right sides facing each other again, get that marking correct and pin it down to the bottom of our skirt, and we are going to sew right there and leave the opening on top. When we are done, this is what it looks like. Now we need to join the bodice to the skirt from that corner to the other one. Pin everything down. After pinning the corners, I would advise you that you also go ahead and pin the sides together so that everything is aligned. After you are done with the sides, then you can then go and finish up the pinning all around. When you are done pinning, then you can go sew all around, and you can also zigzag or serge the center. So this is what your dress will look like. And from here, also zigzag your edges. I'm going to use my serger and also hem the bottom. We will then go and insert our zipper. So after edging the zipper insertion side, go ahead and fold it. Press it down completely. This is the extra fabric that we left aside for the zipper. And then take your zipper and put it down like I'm doing now, and then pin it on your bodice and pin all the sides in there. When you're done pinning, this is what it will look like. You now need to go and sew that zipper in. Use your zipper foot and insert your zipper. When you are done, this is what your zipper will look like. Now we will then move on to your sleeves. And this is our sleeves. Remember, our interface goes halfway. Now you need to do a long stitch from the other point that we've marked, and make sure that your machine is also on the longest stitch. Pull one of the threads to gather your sleeves, and when you're satisfied with your gathering, this is what it will look like. And then fold it, right sides facing each other, and sew those sides down. When you're done, right side of the sleeves as well as for the dress must face each other. Go ahead and pin it all around, and when you are done pinning it all around, you will sew it and also hem the ends of our sleeves, and you are done. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put them on the comment section. I'll also be adding the calculation of how to calculate a 720 circle skirt. Otherwise, you can screenshot the formula that I use. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Until our next video, hashtag Let's Sew with Kay.